Hello, I'm Matt Gutt from House.com. This is Mike Oelkers from Ride Snowboards. Mike, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
It's a good day.
It is.
Mike's in again. This is year 20 in a row. Walking through the lineup for park boards from Ride.
Yes.
It's really nice to see what Ride's doing from 35,000 feet up across all categories. But one thing I've always appreciated about the brand is that there's always been a strong skate and freestyle influence, right?
Yes.
And I think now, if maybe some of you guys out there who've followed Ride for a long time, it feels like early 90s Ride.
Exactly.
That's what I feel like. It feels like Rayberg, it feels like Blattner, it feels like that whole squad in today. So we want to talk about some park boards and the realm of freestyle within Ride, starting out with the Kink.
Yes.
Yes.
Kink. All right, so no change realistically on this Kink this year other than a graphic story. We've got some big underlying things that happened this year. So this last January, Jed Anderson was announced that he's riding for Ride Snowboards, and we came out with a big video part.
He did.
Check that out on Ride Snowboards, Snowboarder Mag.
We'll link it below.
Yeah, and take a peek at it. Jed was one of those big influencers for a long time. Dropped out to pursue music and some other stuff, and then and skateboarding. I think he took a whole year off to skateboard in New York.
Crazy.
What a life. And then came back and said, I want to snowboard again.
Right.
And actually came to our in-house and was like, I want a board. And so reasonably, we put him on one of our longest running stories, the Kink. So this is going to be that tried true park board that you get out there. A little bit of anything for everyone. It's not super stiff, it's not super soft. Right in the middle, but the biggest features that were added onto this to make it the fun that it is we do have our roll-in slime wall. So your sidewall's very well protected as far as jumps, boxes, rails, any of that kind of stuff.
It's urethane, so it doesn't change its feel or flex in a wide range of temperatures. So it's going to flex the same in cold temps as it does in warmer temps.
Definitely. And when you're getting out there and you are park, I mean it's good for every avenue of riding, whether you're big mountain, whether you're park and bike, this kind of stuff. But the best part about it is it's going to feel the same and flex the same no matter what the temperature is. So consistent story going on in there. The Kink does have a centered base, stone ground, which is amazing to find at that price point and that point of a board. You don't find that often. And then I believe it's now like 3 or 4 years ago we brought camber back into this.
Yes.
So that was where we had gone from a flat story of early 2000s when everybody had a flat to reverse camber or a full reverse camber. Our riders and our park, specific riders were asking for camber. So we've got a good amount of camber in the center of the board with a little bit of reverse camber to not give you that catch on there. Flat kick, tip, and tail, so very low to the ground profile. Great for butters and any types of presses and that. And this is one of our Jake Durham design graphics. So this is the second year for Jake to do this.
Hometown hero, Midwest kid.
Exactly.
Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Yeah, and he does a lot of filming for us. So that's really cool that he's able to put this stuff together. Again, graphically speaking, this is like art you could put on your wall because it's off of our 3D graphic machine. So on the top sheet, everything's very clean, clear, and precise. So just some kind of cool pictures that he put around his travels and whatnot, but very street
photography. Yeah. So this stone carving, isn't that a graphic on one of the bases of the boards?
Similar.
Okay.
We've got it's a little bit darker. Basically, we did some tweaking to some stones that we found, or stone artwork that we found. So so that's going to be like kind of your Kink is your price point. It's not. It's dropped down in price, so it's more affordable for that kid that's going to get out and probably destroy it every year.
With a centered base.
Yeah, exactly. So you're getting a lot of bang for your buck in the Kink. Jumping into the Helix.
Dude, jumping into the Helix. I've always really liked this board because it has a lot of camber and it has a lot of good energy to it.
Yeah. And I rode this for a couple of years, and this is one of those tough ones because I'm still that kid at heart that like graphic story is what can make you want to ride something even though you probably shouldn't. And but I mean, I'm able to do this, but this is one of those boards that you draw, your eye goes to it when you're in a shop. So we worked with a young lad out of Canada, I believe, on this, where it's a digital schmear.
Digital schmear?
Yes.
Oh, cool. I love digital schmear.
This is a fire going on a building, but then basically he takes it and drags it and pulls it, so you schmear it. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's like we're in New York and we're getting bagels. We schmear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you know, it's interesting. I was trying to kind of just to decipher what it was, and I can see that now.
You can see it's a
That's
house
cool.
fire. It was a controlled house fire.
It was a controlled house burn.
Yeah.
And then of course there's the graphic of that I was just talking about.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So draped over the Virgin Mary. So again, another digital schmear.
Schmear.
Yep. So this is going to go towards that more progressive park rider, somebody that's a park and pipe that wants precise action when they get on edge and when they want pop. You know, Yuki was the first one to do, I don't even know, an 1840 or whatever it was, going into the Olympics on this thing. So it can handle a lot going on in it. I don't even remember what it is. Where are we at? Are we 1260s? Are we 1480s?
Yeah, 16 hundos.
Yeah, he did like a 3400 on it. Check it out. It's crazy how fast you can spin on it. But this is going to be like the premier. If you're competing in the park and you want performance, this is where you go. So, cool stories on this. Again, it's ASIM. So on here, you guys probably can't see it. There is a little ridge on this, and then there's also right foot, left foot. So depending on how you ride, if you're goofy, you ride backwards, upside down. That's always your left foot, always your right foot.
Right. And that's important when you guys are mounting up a Helix. It says left foot here, and it says right foot here. There's one heel side edge, one toe side edge. One side cut radius is going to differ from the other. So if you mount it opposite, it's going to have a much different feel than what it's designed to feel like.
Hella toe side.
Yeah.
It's going to be very, very tight toe side.
Hella toes.
Yeah. So, it'll be very quick.
Long heels.
You'll probably go over right away. But so this is still one of those shapes that's set apart from everything else.
Right.
On the wall. So it's pretty cool. You got rolling slime wall. We've got, this is one of the few remaining ones that has pop rods 2.0.
Oh, it
so
does.
On the inside you've got carbon wrap urethane.
Pop rods.
So those things give you a lot of ups. You're going to be able to stock ollie any fence.
That's right.
Yeah, jump man.
We're doing a video this year, Oelkers, because you're regular. I'm goofy.
Yeah.
We're gonna set up a pair of Helixes. One normal the way it should, and then the other just backwards.
We can do
that. And then we're gonna shoot that, and we're just gonna go rip around and
we can do that.
Feel how it really feels. Organized chaos.
I've done it before. I believe I've probably had a day where I mounted it up wrong.
Yeah.
And did it. And it's different. It performs really well, but it's different. You definitely feel it. So yeah.
There was a one time when I was working in the shop, probably 15, 16 years ago, a long time ago. I left my board. I can't remember who did it, but someone grabbed my deck and like switched it around. It was a twin board, true twin board, but they switched it. So even though it was supposed to feel the same, the sticker job was off, dude, it didn't mess with me. So hard.
I feel the same way. I mean, every year if I take my bindings off at the end of the year and I put them back exactly, even when I put a marker, it feels weird. I feel
really,
I feel different. It's goofy, but it's just a mind game,
dude. Big time.
Big time.
You know what else feels different?
Yeah.
This updated, brand new Burnout. New graphic, new shape, new side cut, new everything.
Yes.
What is going on?
So this is kind of one of those boards. So Spencer Schubert, Cole Naveen, these guys predominantly ride it. I know Animals goes out on this a lot. He basically rides the whole line, so it's really tough to decipher. But this is one of those boards that they were asking for something different. Burnout has been now I think 5 years in the story.
Sure.
Came out from the Buck Up
Cool.
If anyone's old enough to remember that. But this was that higher performing, kind of all around freestyle board. So more park oriented than anything. The biggest changes that we did this year is gave it a new shape.
Right. You can see that on the nose and the tail, like right away. It doesn't really rise up a lot. It has a flat kink.
Yeah, flat kink,
and then
tip
a
and
nice.
tail.
It's blunted.
Yeah.
But it's not like obnoxious. You know, you look at some boards in the park, you're like, ugh.
Yeah,
You're trying so hard to make your board look cool.
Yeah.
This is not that.
Well, and there's so much more in it that even if it was cut off, it would still be cool. So, but this is, I mean, it's giving you that look of early 90s, early 90s snowboards when everything was taking off. And that's kind of what they wanted. They wanted out of it as kind of a kickback to some of that story. So graphic on the top sheet, Rad Dan, second year in it.
Cool.
He's a surf trinketer and designer in Australia and does all sorts of little graphics and little quirky things that go on there. So last year we had him do it. This year we did it and added the blood splatter.
Cool.
It's not that. No, it comes.
Is that
from
like a
bigger
whip?
picture.
Is that like?
I call it the blood
it
spatter. I don't know. It's coming from one of his pieces that he did, and it's bigger than this board, so
It's
you
darker
don't
than
see
I thought,
anything.
man.
Yeah, we've got a matching binder that goes back to it. It's very dexterish.
LTD? Is it LTD?
It is.
LTD.
Yeah, but very
designed in Florida?
Dexterish. Yeah. So, but this is what makes this different than all the boards that we had on there is that our design team and the team riders wanted bilinear side cut on this.
Bilinear.
Yeah.
That's a big word for snowboarders.
Big words.
What
we
is that?
have
What does
really
that mean?
smart engineers. Is what
Michael
we have.
Chilton. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one was a nuclear physicist and the other one designed guided systems.
Is it the binding guy's a nuclear physicist, right?
Yeah.
What's his name again?
Daniel Sasser. And Daniel loves to go to that festival, Burning Man.
Sure.
Yeah. There's probably some
I can
microdosing
see
going
that.
on. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's how you find cool things is you're trying out different stories. So like I got to see the first attempt at this with no sidewalls, wood sidewalls in Whistler, and they were riding it like it was out of this world. So it's cool to be on that backside of it. But bilinear, basically they wanted a park board that still had the bite and the grab that you'd have in a traditional side cut, but with a slower reaction. So coming in, you're not getting hung up. You're able to do.
It's not quirky.
It's
twitchy.
not really twitchy, and so what goes on from your contact points all the way back here is that you're getting almost a flat or perpendicular side cut to it, and then it's going
parallel to the other sidewall.
Yes.
Right.
Yep. So it's got very great ease coming into it. We've got a hybrid story. This is going to have carbon array 5, so there's 5 stringers coming across there.
Some energy.
So don't be intimidated by it because these guys make it look
it's like
easy
a
when you're
strong
riding.
coffee that's smooth.
Yes, definitely. You're still able to butter. You're still able to do all your tricks that you do on there. But then we also do have our carbon slime walls in there.
On nose and tail.
Yep. So this is going to be that twin story for you.
So with this flat sections on the nose and the tail, they kind of give it a more mellow ride in the initiations.
Yep.
What happens between the feet?
Between the feet, you have your typical side cut. So
Traditional side
once you get past that cushy, good feeling point, it grabs and holds an edge very, very well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it's a really great looking lineup here with kind of the park overview of boards. Sure, there's a couple other boards that we could add in. You could add in the Twin Pig. What else do you think would be appropriate within this?
We've got a couple of different things. I mean, you've got the algorithm.
Right.
You go all the way down to high performance.
Right.
Yep, that's going to be like that all mountain freestyle. And then even down to our price point boards, we have agenda. And at that point, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck.
Right.
You're getting stone ground. You're getting a camber story.
Right.
And you've got slime walls.
Cool.
So I mean, even at that price point. You want a twin that you're going to take into the park and you're beginning to learn that story. Right. That's where you go.
And that could be even considered a lower price point kink too.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, this is a really rad setup of boards from the kink, great graphic story, kind of traditional camber, Helix ASIM. And another thing to note too, as we talked about in another video that we just shot, the Warp or the Pig series, is that the Helix and the Twin Pig are kind of similar.
Yep.
Kind of similar. This one's just like a beefed up version
Definitely.
of a Twin Pig. I would almost say this is super twin pig.
Yeah,
Almost.
kind of, yeah.
Almost.
I mean, Twin Pig is a surfy version of this, where
Right.
this is high performance, high edge,
Cool.
you know, quick edge to edge,
Right.
and aggressive.
Right, and then this one again, high performing carbon
Yep.
Ray 5, carbon slime walls, brand new shape,
Yep.
parallel sidewalls on the nose and the tail with a little bite in between the feet.
Yep.
Great jumper.
Yes.
Man, what a fantastic lineup. Oelkers, if you spend, what board would you like to spend more time on from these three here?
The Burnout.
The Burnout. Why the Burnout?
It's already mounted up. I've been riding it.
Yeah, that's the easiest answer when you go like,
yeah. So this
my body's
is.
mounted up.
I've always I had it. I had a love affair with it 2 years ago when we had the Sketchy Tank graphic on there. And so that was one of my favorites.
Yep.
And so I rode that quite a bit, and then that War Pig just kind of ruins it because it makes you want to ride it all the time. But I spent a lot of time on this at the end of the season and in sloppy snow,
Sure.
ice groom, and then just regular snow, and it hung, and that's it's fun because it's a new shape. I enjoy like that aspect of it, like where you're on the hill and people are like, "What is that?" And it's different. As far as everything goes, I'm used to riding blackboards with black bases, and this is like kind of
Stealth.
this is like spring break for me. It's like it's a little, you got blue, you got red.
Yeah.
You're a little colorful. You got to add a little color in there every once in a while. Yeah.
Right. Cool. Well, this has been a lot of fun. I've always loved ride boards. I was recently on the Dig My Quiver Facebook group. Great squad of guys. And someone posted a question this morning that was like, "What was the first video you ever had?" And my first video, the first video I ever had was Ride's Toy Soldiers video, and that was with that early '90s squad.
Yeah.
And Ride will always be ingrained in my brain as a freestyle. Even though you guys do a lot of great all mountain and other stuff categories, but like Ride will forever be a strong brand within the park category because that's where the roots are, and that's where they're continuing to grow. And I think that's dope. So
check out Sicky when it comes out in November.
30th, right?
20th. It's later than that. You get a preview.
When are we
get a
getting the
preview.
Hey.
Mid-November is when Sicky comes out, and it's been. I can't even remember how long it's been that we've had a ride specific video.
Oh, like in-house brand
typically,
video.
you got your riders doing so many projects that they can't do anything. Where now we have a video that is ride specific, and
that's great.
That comes out in November of 2019. So
Cool. Sweet. Oelkers, always a pleasure. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
Cool, you're welcome. Thank you guys for watching. It's always nice, having you guys dive in, kind of chime in and tell your side of the story. Let us know what you think of these Ride park-specific boards. This is an overview. Of course, we had a couple videos or boards we didn't put in here. That's fine. We want to keep the video somewhat short. But thanks for watching regardless. Leave those comments and questions. Subscribe to the channel by selecting that button over there. Watch more videos over there. And hopefully, we'll see you guys on snow. Peace.